Hello, everyone. This is Mary Sutherland, and welcome to the show. Uh, we just got started, and I almost missed the show actually tonight because I got caught up in trying to fix my new program. We are that close to having a new program. If anybody's in, my comment section is not showing up, so maybe if I just go hi, I can get it started myself. All right. Yep, here you guys are. Okay, somebody just came in. I don't know who it was. Okay. 000. Hi, 000. Welcome to the show. This is I just created a new show, and I'm hoping that'll work. If it does, and I'm going to try, I'll do test it later today. So anyhow, and if it does work, which it will, sooner or later, I'll get it all figured out. But it's a bridge. It's a program that works like a bridge that will connect me. Instead of you watching me the way you're watching me now, there'll be like in the background a game you can actually play. Like I can have like a ghost game going on that you guys can play. And I'll be like in a window talking, but I can also interview people, so their picture will be in another window, and you'll be able to see us talking back and forth. I think I can have up to like 16 people or maybe even more, but I gotta check it out, make sure that my internet can handle that much. Okay, so it should, but we'll give it a shot. I think there's a lot of people that's been having internet problems lately, so it's just like you got to deal with it. I think the internet is there's a lot of changes going on, and because of fear of the Russians, right? And fear of the hackers and everybody else. So where's Max? I know Max was here. Oh, I found him. He's underneath. Hello. Max, come on out and say hi to everybody. Yari, guess what we're going to be doing Friday? I got Diana Palm and a group of 12, maybe 14 people that's going to be joining Brad, me, and we're going to go up into the woods, and I'm going to teach them how to do the where you've seen the results of that. And for the people that haven't seen the results of it, you can go to facebook.com/groups/talk1957, and you'll see exactly how strong this phenomena really is. What I'm talking about is Yari had contacted me, 2 years ago maybe, Yari? I think it's been about 2 years now. And anyhow, Yari explained to me that you can bring this power in. Hi, Gerald. Gerald and I are going to be meeting in January. He's found in Peru, there's a place called the Gateway to the Gods. And you can actually see like, it looks like a doorway that has been cut into stone. And actually looks like it's done by a laser cutter of some sort. But anyhow, it's a very, very famous place. The only one that's ever been discovered like that is in Peru, until Gerald found one right here in North America, in Arizona. Now, I live in Wisconsin, and that's a couple thousand miles away from where Gerald is. But in January, we're going to be driving down there and meeting with Gerald, because this is a place that I need to really see for myself and experience it. And I'll be taking my special camera with me, so we'll be able to Well, because we know that it's in a vortex area, so we should get a lot of nice vortex pictures as well. So, and then also Gerald is a Bigfoot hunter. And you know, all the years that I lived in Arizona, I did not know that Bigfoot actually was in the in Arizona. I really didn't. I think I was one of those people that thought that the Bigfoot, at that time, I thought that the Bigfoot only was up in the northern woods, so up in Washington, the state of Washington, and that. Jack Ellis says, "Hi, Mary. Good to see you. See you're still doing your thing. Blessed to you." Oh, Jack, boy, was it you, Jack, that left me that eagle feather? Um, when you were here at that it wasn't really a conference. You just came in, and Jack's a shaman, and Jack, was it you, Jack, that helped us open up the portal in the woods? And then you left your eagle. Had that big eagle feather that you use for smudging, and you left that with me. I think it was you. I'm not sure. But anyhow, I do remember you, and we very, very much loved having you here. And I hope that you can come back to Wisconsin sometime and spend some more time with us. Um, Guess what, fellas? And I haven't forgotten what I talked about, so I'm going to work back to that. But I'll be meeting Richard Cremo next weekend. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. So I'm kind of excited about that. He's also going to be a speaker at that, what is it? Ancient American Preservation Society is having a conference up in Michigan. And I'm going to be up there uh, doing I'm doing a special presentation on at I think it's Friday night dinner or Saturday night dinner on my concern about the destruction of the mounds and the sacred site areas. So I had contacted those guys and told them, what I've been doing, to bring attention to the mounds and everything. And they said, "Well, Mary, why don't you just come up here and meet a few people, and let's put our heads together and see what we can come up with to save your sacred sites down in the Burlington area." So I kind of jumped on that. Little did I realize that I was up there last year and did a presentation, but I wasn't really expecting to go up there this year because I've had so many things going being stirred in the pot, right? So, but anyhow, I'm going to do a presentation of us preserving the mounds, and then a bunch of them are going to kind of get together and give me names and telephone numbers, and places to go to. Maybe just set me up as a nonprofit where it gives us um, a little bit extra power to get the attention that we need to preserve these mounds. So anyhow, I'll be meeting with Richard Cremo. So I'm kind of excited about that. Well, of course, I'm excited about. It's one of those places that all my friends are there, and Nita Meyer and all those guys are going to be up there. So it's kind of like I guess it's like turning into like a once a year get together, of researchers working on ancient sites, and sharing ideas. That Scott, ah, what's his name? His last name's Scott. I'm going to get it one of these days. Unearthing Ancient America. He has that television show. He's going to be up there as well. And I'm going to be taking a bunch of my artifacts up there, and Scott Walters, and showing it to him, and maybe getting some more attention put onto these sacred site areas here in this particular area. And Anyhow, Friday, going back to Yari, Friday, what I want to do is teach. Well, Yari contacted me and told me that the true name of God is Jack Alice and Yari should get together because they both have some fascinating information that they should be sharing back and forth. But yeah, like that. That's the beginning, is the end. It's the Alpha, it's the Omega. So that's the true name of God, Alpha, Omega. The breath in is the first breath that you take when you're born. Then you release it, and then you take another breath. Wait, and then that's the first breath. Is the second breath. That's the last breath you let out as you leave this earth plane. And he said that there was a lot of power in it. And see, he'd been watching my work on creating sacred circles, you know. And he says, if you really want to create something powerful, take, because there's always the power of three, right? You take three people in a circle holding hands, and you take a step sideways, and you go, then you take another step, doing this in a circular motion, walking, not running or skipping or anything, walking one step at a time. And when you do that, you're calling upon the God source. And what will happen is there's this power that comes in. It's invisible, but the power comes in. We've taken pictures of it on the ground afterwards, because up in the sacred circle there's like tall grass. So we're standing in that. And you can see when the power comes in, it actually flattens the grass. And it picks us up and starts twirling us around like a top. And there's so much power in it. Now we're all holding hands, right? So that the circle is not broken. And we're holding hands, stepping sideways, like, and when that source comes in, it starts spinning you so fast and so hard and pushing you outwards. And it will break your hands loose from the other people. And the first time I did it, it threw me at least 20 feet. And when I hit the ground, I was unconscious. And I only stayed unconscious for maybe about a minute. Okay, so it was no biggie. But when I got up, my whole face was radiating. My whole body was radiating. I was so charged. I felt like I could have flown. I didn't, but I felt that's how exuberating it was. And then we tried it several other times, and the same thing happened, So I'm pretty sure, and with Diana's energy and everything, I'm pretty darn certain that that this is going to happen to us again. And with these girls' energy, especially Diana and Diana's daughter, oh my God, I told Brad, I says, that could throw them so far, it could throw them up in the trees. I says, what are we going to do then? And he says, just make sure that you have everybody sign that piece of paper where you're not held responsible for anything that happens in the woods. But and I'll put a picture. Remember, this is the first part right now. This is the first part of the show. Then you go into the second part of the show, which you find on my group site at facebook.com/groups/talk1957, 1957. That was the first, remember, that it was 19, I named it 1950, Talk 1957, because my first car was a 1957 Chevy. So it has nothing to do with my age. Nobody's going to find out what my age is either, because you do not tag me. I am one of the people that is very, very serious about tagging. I'm not a woman. I am not an age. I am not um, a certain religion. I am not a certain race, anything like that. I am just me. I'm like Popeye. I am what I am, and that is what I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Doot, doot. But yeah, Jack went with me. If I remember, Jack Alice went with me to the to Lake Mills, um, and he has the crystal skull rainbow. And see, it's all coming back to me, Jack. And so anyhow, Jack wanted to go down to Rock Lake and set Rainbow there so that Rainbow could absorb all the information that from the energy of the lake. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. But then we also went to Absalon, and Jack was able to sit up there on one of the mounds of Absalon and take in all that wonderful energy as well. It was wonderful having you here, Jack. And we remember all the amazing pictures that we opened up a portal, and this was a very special portal at that time. It still is, because at that time, I think it was in 2012, if I'm remembering that right, Jack. We were preparing the bridal chamber for, well, I had earlier, prior to 2012, so I had prepared the bridal chamber for the coming of the goddess, which would join the god in sacred matrimony. And so we needed to create that I created this bridal chamber, And then after that, Jack contacted me, and Jack came, and because it was time then to open up the portal and for the goddess to come through as well as her warriors. Do you remember that, Jack? And it dropped when we were doing that, when Jack was doing that ceremony. It dropped, what do you think, Jack? 30, 40 degrees. We had one of those temperature gauges out there, and it just got freezing cold. I think it went down to, I think if I remember right, Jack, it went down to like 44 degrees. And it was a nice, warm, sunny day, if I remember right. It was like 70 or something, and it dropped down to 44 degrees or 41, something like that. And then there was that burst of light. Do you remember that, Jack? And we both looked up at the very same time. And when we did, we knew it was done, over with. There was a huge blast of white light. And Dwayne was there taking photos, and he captured that. When he shot that picture, everything was just pure light. You couldn't see past that light. And that's when we knew that we had opened up that portal to allow the goddess and her warriors come through. So thank you very much, and tell Rainbow hi for me. Okay. Nice, Shaki, Arcturian, Starseed, Transvestment. Don't know exactly how to pronounce, but they're from Bali. And our prayers go out to Bali because she contacted me and said that they had already evacuated over 10,000 people because there's a huge, Bali's supposed to be the, as far as the chakra goes, or the chakras, it's the navel of the world, the belly button of the world, right there. And anyhow, there's a huge volcano though, and it is ready to erupt, and they've had a few small earthquakes going on right now. So anyhow, our prayers are out to all of you. I also have it on. I pulled from her site. She did a video. She's a healer, and she did a video of all these beautiful colors. She has like this healing room. And then that night she put a camcorder up, and she was able to video some of the most prettiest colored orbs I've ever seen. Hi, Shelly. How you doing? Are you helping Juanita with all those rocks that those gemstones that they pulled out of the river for Missy? She's got a few of them. And so, anyhow, so today we're giving readings. So if anybody wants a reading, just let me know. And also, if things go right, and I'm not going to guarantee it, but if things go right, I should have my new show up and running tomorrow. I'm going to test it tonight, but you'll be able to see background. I'll be able to run videos, behind me. I'll be able to run games. I'll be able to put up pictures, do slideshows. Like when you talk to me, I could actually, maybe like at the bottom of the screen, run a slideshow of all the different pictures. I'll be able to interview people. You'll be able to see me plus the person I'm going to interview. So, yeah, in Bali, it's 5 a.m. Boy, are you up or are you just getting up? 5:30. Well, Brad wakes up at 4:30 and gets up, so, but you don't see me doing that. I like staying in bed until at least 8:30. But so anyhow, I had one heck of a time getting that broadcaster up though. But like I said, it's a bridge program where when I'm streaming here on Facebook, I can also be streaming to Twitter, also streaming to YouTube. I guess I can stream to wherever, how many I want. Diana, listen to the show, go back and listen to the show. You'll hear what I have said about the plans that I have for you this Friday night. And I'm thinking that if you're going to be at Walgreens, or if you're going to be at American Inn, the road that you take into Burlington, remember, that's where Walgreens is. Instead of taking a right to go to the Haunted Woods, remember there's that Walgreens sitting right there. Just pull in there and we'll just meet you in the parking lot there around 7 o'clock. Okay, Brad and me are just going to go real fast to McDonald's, grab some junk food from McDonald's, and sit in the car and wait for all of you guys to show up. Oh, you're just getting up. Well, I imagine it's beautiful. You have beautiful morning sunrises there, don't you, in Bali? It sounds so beautiful. I would not mind going there myself. Hi, Carrie. How you doing? How you doing? Oh, you're still in bed listening from yourself. Remember, we got archive shows too, so you can set those archive shows up. And I also have a YouTube channel. And you can set that all up where, all the shows that I got, one just goes into another, into another, into another. And, hold on just a second. Hold on. Now, this might be the last time I have to do this, but I want to show you something. Okay, post, search, Mary Sutherland. We'll try with Mary Sutherland here. I'm going to check. Now, like I said, this will be the last time I have to do something like this, so I'm hoping anyhow. Oops, darn it. Hello. This is one of the things I'm going to teach Diana. Oops. I'm going to be teaching Diana and her friends how to do a shamanic connection. Now, when that shaman reaches down and you make that connection, see all that red energy that is being pulled, or well, it's bouncing back and forth from the shaman to whoever this person was. And you can also see it's coming off of her hands and into her hands. Also see right above her head, that chakra, the crown chakra. See all that red around her crown chakra? See, now she's made that shamanic connection. And it actually lifts you right up off your toes. If the brain hadn't said, that we can't do that, then I'm pretty sure that we'd actually fly. Brad says that he's pretty sure that Diana could do that. So we're going to see if we can get Diana to levitate. And then there's one more I wanted to show you. Or maybe not. Maybe not. So, anyhow, that's okay, though. Because that kind of gives me a lead in. Hey, Jack, check this out. Hold on. I'm sure you can relate to this because you've been to the woods. Okay, let's see if I get this right. Let's see. See, these are people walking into the portal. And see that big white blast of white light that's in a form? That's a person that is she's stepping into the portal, the doorway, and it just totally charges her. That's what portals will do. And then this one, though, is the one that I really like. This leads us into our talk for tonight. See that lady in the back with her back turned? She's got gray hair. Now you see that lady that is hanging over what is a young boy. I'll make it bigger now. What did I just do? There. See that? Do you see the woman, though? You don't need to see the young boy, but see that woman? That isn't a woman. That is the soul or the life force of that woman. Because if you go back here, see, let's see. See right here? Right there? That's the woman. But she was so worried about that kid that she stepped out of her physical body, and this is her etheric body. And the boy's back is turned towards her. But but on the other side with the gray hair, on the other side, that's her too. So that leads me into what I wanted to explain today to a lot of people that just don't get it. See, here's another picture of her. Whoops. I got a line drawn between the two. See, the one on the left, that's her physical body. But you see that other one right here, that's just almost solid. And this is what happens. People, they die because they get old, or or their body has cancer or something, but they're in a lot of pain. And and they've accomplished what they've set out to accomplish in this life. And and their body just isn't up to taking much more. And so people leave their, so here, whoops, hold on. So here is the person, like I said, that, no, it's too light. See that one? That's the body. That's the physical body on the left. Then when the body is no longer usable, it steps out of that piece of meat. But you see, as it steps out, see, the soul maintains that form. And as you can see, it also maintains emotion. Because looking down on that small child is what leaves the body when we die. And so that's what my pictures do. And I always ask people to use my pictures to help people to understand what death is all about. Because there's a lot of teachers out there, they're very, very good at explaining, what death is, and that we don't stay with the body, that we go on, right? But I mean, it's a lot for the person that is listening, the student. It's a lot for them to digest. It's a lot for them. Everything they're taking in at that point in time is a belief system. It's a belief in the person that is telling them that this is true. Belief in their priest. Belief in their teachers. But it's still belief. My pictures actually photograph people that have photographed souls that have left the body and is moving about in a higher vibration that cannot be seen through the spectrum of vision in our eyes, because our spectrum of vision is at a much lower speed to take things in. Once the molecules get going so fast, it actually becomes invisible. So this is why you need to. So you're more than welcome to use my pictures. But now you notice that this person, her soul may be over there checking out that little boy because she's concerned about him. But so what's holding up the body, the 3D body on the left? Because there she is communicating with other people, seeing them, talking to them, walking about. But at that time, her soul is not there. What it is that is your spirit, your life essence. That's the Father, the Mother, and the Holy Spirit. You have the body, the spirit, and you have the soul. And this is a perfect example of that. Now, how long that the soul can stay out of that body, I don't know. But this is a beautiful example of you stepping out of your body. And that's exactly what happens when a family member dies. Amazing. So what happens when a person dies, though? They can see us, they can communicate with us, just as this woman is watching over that little boy. Okay? Just as she's watched, this is what they're doing with us. They're right there. Whoops. They're right there watching over us, worrying about us, communicating with us. And what are we doing? We're crying and feeling sorry for ourselves because they have they have died. Does it look like this woman is dead? Does it look like that's her soul does not exist? No. This is just yeah, I think it is the perfect picture, and thank God I got that. Um but so people, when they die, we cry and they think, well, we'll not ever see them ever again. But they don't realize that those people are right there. They're so close they can touch them. And you can contact them because now they're not limited to a physical body. They can be with you in the twinkle of an eye. They all you have to do is think of them, and boom, they're right there, and they're communicating. But for some reason, most people don't want to. They say they accept it, but they don't, because if they really did accept it, they would be opening up their channeling their mind and their body to feel that person next to them, to hear what they're trying to say. And like with it's lagging. James says I'm lagging. I'm lagging. Well, maybe I'm kind of talking kind of slow too, because I was trying to explain something. Carrie says, when my mom died in 1988, I saw the movie Ghost and knew she was there. The song from the movie came right out of the radio night, right after we entered the car after the movie. I felt it was my mom. I felt her energies comfort me at night when I would cry myself to sleep. I was 19 and alone when she died. I still feel and communicate with her. I was 18 when my mom died, so I totally relate to you, Carrie. And it's very difficult when a mother dies at that stage, because that's right at that stage where you're done being the kid and the crazy teenager, the one that gets in trouble. Now you're at that stage where you become a young adult. It's the time that you want to be with your mother as a friend, sharing recipes, sharing the stories of your day, visiting with your mother, having your mother come and visit with you, helping you with that first baby, you know. I mean, there's so much, you know. And so, and like you didn't get that chance. I never got that chance. And, you know, and my mother's been dead many, many years now. But, you know, there's that spot that I would have loved to have seen filled, you know, of being able to be with my mother through that young adulthood. Um, but then again, just as it is what it is, because if there was a certain path that we needed to take, so the mothers had to stand back and get out of the picture so that we could experience what we needed to experience as young adults without a mother. And boy, do you make mistakes when you don't have parents to go to. Because my dad died about, just a few years later. So as a young adult, I pretty much grew up without being able to go to my parents and having them help me through, their experiences. They could say, well, don't do that because I did that, and this is what will happen. So, we kind of went into that young adulthood blind. But it was, Carrie, it was meant to be like that. We, as a soul, we come into this body to experience and to do something. We have a path that we have to take. Your mother, she came here for a specific reason. She died at a specific time. to help you be able to go on and do what you need to do so that you can, follow in her footsteps pretty much. So, but of course we don't think of it like that. We just think of the tears. But now when Kim was here, our pet whisperer, Kim said that animals communicate through symbols, through pictures. We think of something, the animal will react to what we thought of because we project a picture. So the animal reacts. Now, with the person that has crossed, they have learned to do pretty much the same thing, but they don't project an image so much as to use our brain and our memories and pictures within those memories to communicate. So if you're working away and all of a sudden you remember something that happened a long, long time ago, or it just came out of nowhere, that is spirit being able to speak to you. And if your hair rises, you have to, and most people aren't even aware of their own bodies anymore. They're so busy, and I sure don't downplay them, because I mean, it takes mother and father both working. Sometimes, you know, maybe even 2 jobs. It takes a lot of money anymore, to maintain a family. And so, we're so caught up in just trying to survive anymore. Most of us don't stop long enough to feel our body and pay attention to how our body reacts. Because if we started paying attention, we'd feel like cold rushes, hot rushes, hair standing up on our arms. You'd start noticing yourself sneezing, or your body's picking up a smell that's very familiar to you. Or you all of a sudden you're having memories of something that happened a long time ago, or you lost something and you couldn't find it, and then it shows up. Or like today, I've been working on this program for, God knows what, on and off about 2 weeks. And, I don't have anybody to help me. No techie in this area that I know of. And so, you pretty much got to learn yourself. So, like today, I had just given up. I've just been so upset with this program. It's like, why can't I get it? It's got to be one little tiny thing, and I don't get it. Why is this got to be so difficult? So I went downstairs today, and I had a cigarette with Brad, and I told him my frustration. He says, sometimes, Mary, all you got to do is forget about it, or sleep on it, and it'll come to you. And he says, then it probably is an easy thing. And I mean, I could download the program, but I couldn't execute the program. The main page wouldn't come up for me to do anything. It would just take me back to the page where I was to download, like it wasn't recognizing the fact that I had already downloaded the program. So, but I'm looking at Brad and I'm thinking, yeah, because he gave me an example of wiring, because he was a carpenter, and dealt with, building homes and wiring, et cetera, et cetera. So he's giving me this little story about, well, it's I've known forever that it was the white wire versus the black wire, and for some reason I was using the white wire when I should have been using the black wire. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, because my job is, it's so much more technical with this program. And I've been working on it for 2 weeks, and it's like, he's saying, sometimes, Mary, you just got to walk away from it, and or go to sleep on it. And because he says, what the problem is. It's there someplace. You just got to let it come to you. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. We're talking with you with black wire and a white wire. It's either or, right? And I'm just, I don't say anything, but I'm frustrated. You know, I just didn't feel like being, having one of those little, cheerleading type of, you'll be okay, you'll do it. Yeah. So anyhow, I came up. I don't know how the heck it happened because I didn't do anything. But I had said to execute, okay, something like that. And anyhow, that was about it. And anyhow, I came up, and the program had executed itself. The website was up and ready for me to work on. A program that I've been working weeks to get that to do. And once I got upstairs, there it was. Spirit, somebody out there helping me. I believe it was. Because they know how important it was for me to get this up and running, because I'd be able to communicate so much better with you guys. And there it was. Done. Ready to go. How? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. I didn't take that site down to do this live streaming today. It's just like, I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure that Spirit kind of jumped in and helped me a little bit on that. Maybe gave it a little bit of extra juice or something. I don't know. But I'm excited. I'm happy. And if it was the spirits or guardians or whatever the case may be, I say thank you. And so, now, now come here, babe. Come here. Here he comes. Here comes the master. Come here. Everybody wants to say hi to you. Come on. Okay. The co-host, Max. Our co-host. He's been laying here waiting for me to keep quiet long enough to pick him up so he can say hi. So tell everybody hi. Do your yawn. Oh, that is so good. Can you talk? Can you say hi? Well, he might whine it a little bit. Whine it, say hi. Say hi. They're doing it. It's there. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. I can feel it, baby. Tell everybody hi. Oh, now say hi. Woof, woof. Can you do that? Woof, woof. Ah, ah. There we go. Yay, Maxie. Yay. I'm clapping his hands. What a great guy. Everybody give him a heart. Give him your fingers and your flowers, everybody. Way to go, Max. He did. He gave you the yawn, and he gave you the marks. Good job, Max. Good job. You want to get back up there? So, consciousness, there comes your hearts, Maxie. See them? Oh, that one had... Look at them, Max. Here comes all the hearts. See him looking for them, too? Give him some more hearts, guys. Encourage him. Encourage him. He's coming up to see your heart. Oh, he's got stuck between two pillows right now. Stuck between two pillows. Here, look. There's your hearts. There goes your hearts. Aww. I gotta help him here, though. Him stuck. Here, baby. Okay, I hurt my arm the other day. Yeah, I'm trying to help my dog here. I'm lifting. He's only 14 pounds with my arm hurt. Okay, now we got him. Where is he? He's behind us. There he is. Everybody see him? He's laying behind me so he can watch the hearts come through. So anytime there's hearts coming through, Maxie, that's all for you. You see all them hearts? Look at all them hearts. See all them hearts? Oh my gosh, you're so lucky to have all those friends. Oh, that one's got a little... Who is it that's got the dog? And it's a Wiener's dog, too, if I see it right. That's pretty cool. She's got a Wiener dog that she's sending out to. Okay, so... Anyhow... Not only... So... Anybody that feels sorry that their person's left, yeah, I can understand it. Um, but I also know that we may not physically be able to touch them anymore, but that does not mean that they're not there. They are there. The picture I showed you, it shows that they're there. You can go onto my Facebook site, go into photos, and on my timeline, and go in there, and you will see all these people that I photograph leaving their bodies. That is their soul. I call it the etheric body, but it really is the soul. So the soul can travel, and at night when you sleep, your body kind of goes into automatic pilot, and the heartbeat slows down. You almost get to that point where you're almost like paralyzed. That's why when you wake up in the morning, sometimes the soul doesn't get back into your body quick enough, and you feel weighted down. You feel like somebody's sitting on you. Well, that's your soul trying to get back into your body, you know. So, but people, they become afraid, so they think it's something evil attacking them. But no, it's because the soul goes out and then it comes back at a certain time. But every once in a while, you'll awaken before it has a chance to crawl back in. And, and you end up with a panic attack almost. But then as soon as the heart rate picks back up again, because once the soul gets in, because when the soul leaves, it kind of goes into, like the body goes into a hibernation mode. It kind of, like a computer, it kind of shuts down, all right? But there's enough energy left in it that it keeps the computer ready for action, right? Same way with us. It puts us like in autopilot. So like if there's a fire or something, something bad happens, you're able to snap out of it, and you know, and the soul come back, and but you'll be able to get up and move, protect yourself. But when it's time for the soul to go back into the body, because like when you're sleeping, low heartbeat, everything's just almost like in hibernation stage. And then once the soul gets back into the body, the heart rate picks back up again, your eyes open, your breathing goes back to normal, everything goes back to normal. Then, you're ready for the day. And so, but at night, because everybody thinks, oh, I wish I could see the people that I love again. You do at night, you know. The souls do get together and they communicate. They share stories. If you got a problem, they'll because remember, lots of times you may have had a certain problem and you couldn't figure out how to resolve that problem. So people would say, well, why don't you sleep on it? Maybe it'll come to you. Reason for that is because when you're sleeping on it, the soul travels, and there's guides that it runs into families and all that, and they share information so that when you do come back into your body, you wake up and have that aha moment because all of a sudden you remember where you put something. But was it you that really remembered it, or was it your mother, your father, brother, sister, or whatever that told you when you were in that soul state? Um, so people say, I miss my mother, I miss my father, I miss. If you really do, then stop. Take the time to learn your body, be aware of your surroundings, and learn how to read the messages that are coming in. Um, and I have articles on that in my notes section on my Facebook, and I'll put that up today. I also got something on quantum communication, which is pretty much the same thing. Because the body itself is not solid. It's just a whole bunch of molecules all squinched up together really tight, creating a form. When the form is created, the form is given life, and then the soul comes and joins that. And when you die, the soul instantly leaves the body. But I mean, it's there around you. It's just in a different form now. But it's out of that body. But it takes 3 to 7 days for your life force to leave your body. Um, and I've got pictures of that as well. I've got pictures of dead plants. You would look at it as dead weeds, but when you take the camera and photograph it, it's got the most beautiful colors, you know, from the aura of the plant, and um, it's it's spreading. It's slowly leaving the plant, but the full I think it's up to 7 days. So before it's completely out of that body, and then the body it recycles itself. I think that the Indians had the perfect way of where where they were buried with a tree, so so they could be recycled back up into the tree. Um, I think it's a wonderful. That's how I love to be buried. Just put me in a gunny sack and dig a hole and put me in the hole and put a tree on top of me so that the tree could use me as nourishment, and I would be able to be part of that tree, through the DNA I would be sharing this tree and myself would be sharing each other's DNA. And I think to me that's a wonderful way of doing it. Of course, so what is it? The Buddhists, they just chop you up, take you to the top of the mountain. Well, take you to the top of the mountain, chop you up in pieces, and give you to the buzzards. But then again, that's another part. That's another thing. It's like recycling their life, you know. So everything is recycled. The body's recycled by thus, becoming part of the earth again. The spirit, the life force, is used to provide food and life to other things that are plants and animals and birds and that. It shares its life force, so it's absorbed back into the cosmos, and the soul is recycled by coming back into another body over and over and over again. So it's life eternal, So it's always there's no sorrow, or shouldn't be any sorrow. I think that the Eastern traditions have got more of a handle on this than the Western traditions do. Um, Christianity is compared to Buddhism, and that you know um, there's Christianity, Islam, Muslim. I think they still have that the newer religions still have that issue with death. They talk about it a lot, but I don't think that they really believe in what they're really talking about. Where you see other religions like Buddhism and Hinduism that where they know, they totally get it, you know. So the only thing is not being able to communicate. But if you listen to me and you read my work, you'll know that you still can communicate. And they will still help you, and they will still play their practical jokes on you. You know, they're still there, as that one picture that I took shows. All right. Um, yes, they are still here in another frame frequency, and they are. And the past is here, and the future is here. Everything is all here sharing the same space. And I think that the sooner that we recognize that fact, the better off we will be. One of my students, um, she she's really good. She really listened to me well, and sometimes I have to kind of cringe because um, she'll contact me when I get upset and I go on to one of my rants. She'll contact me and say, "Hey, quit worrying about it. All you're doing is giving it power," and you do. It's just like that woman. She was worried about that boy. So instead of her enjoying what the group conversation was about, where the spirit and the soul and the body were all one, she left her body and soul and went over by the boy. And this is what happens: is we're not inside of us very much when we're worrying so much about what's going on in the world. Um, and it causes chaos within. We lose that balance. I mean, we need to accept all the things that's going on that's wrong, and we need to voice it. You know, we need to face our demons and win over them, right? But we can't be in a state of emotion of worrying. Because if we're worrying about everybody else, we lose what we have for us for that moment, and we miss it. And it can never be recaptured again, not in this body. So, so she'll contact me and say, "Hey, you're out of balance." And it's like, darn it, she got me again. But her name is Kay. And you'll see her watching the show as much as she can. And I've learned from her, and she's learned from me. I think that as a teacher, if you're going to be a good teacher, you have to be able to learn as much from your student as the student learns from you. We cannot allow ourselves to become egotistical, where we think that our word is all there is, and everybody better pay attention, because all of us teachers, we can say whatever we want to say, but when it comes right down to it, on death and that, we, we'll find that out from this life, sooner or later anyhow, as what is truth. But the soul knows what's truth is, the spirit, the life spirit, kind of goes along with goes along with the, just for the fun of it, just to keep us alive. And I mean, it's all energy there, and the body experiences, and all that information is compiled, and how you deal with it is that is how the soul has to answer for it and to learn from, because we're put here, and then we'll be given a traumatic event, or let's just say an event where we got to go yes or no to it. How we determine as to how we answer that question and how we respond to it, it will determine the evolution of our soul even. Do we approach the subject with hate and anger? Or do we learn from it and say, "Hey, I've been down this road before. It's not going to help me to get angry over this. What I can only do as one person can do to help the rest of the people, which is my prayers and whatever I can do to help them." But, so you see where I'm going with that? I mean, you don't allow yourself to lower your vibration. You try to deal with an event with knowledge, with um, and, acceptance that this person may be bad and the circumstances may be bad, but there is a silver lining to it that we need to find in order to help our soul to evolve. All right. I think that's what I mean to say. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's what I'm getting at. Okay. Uh, but we need, if you want to learn how to communicate with spirit, you really have to take time off by yourself. I'm not really a support or a sponsor of meditation because I can't do it. I mean, my mind goes a mile a minute. I suppose I could. There's not such a thing as can't, but I don't want to. Okay, but but you do have to take time to be away from everybody, everything, all thoughts, everything, and just be quiet and learn your body. I mean, feel your toes, the sensations of your toes and your feet, and um, how does the air taste? Does it taste fresh? You know, or does it taste like Is it acidity? Um, it, does the smell around you, like notice the smells of the trees? Is there any difference in the smell from one tree to another? These little tiny things that we jump over to get to where we want to go. But the thing is, we can't get there if we jump over step one. There's no shortcuts. Even though, and I'm like that. I want to know everything like right now. And when I first went on to my road of spirituality, the road of knowledge, um, and I started experiencing, I wanted to know it all right now, all of it. So I'm grabbing all these books, talking to everybody I could possibly think of, and they're giving me ideas, and everybody's got their own opinion on everything, and I'm trying to incorporate that into what they know, into what I may be able to know, and because I didn't want, but then I found out that I was trying to take a shortcut, so because everybody else has experienced, why do I have to experience it? You know. But everybody sees things, through their own perspective on things. So I had to go back and learn patience. That was the first thing I had to do, was learn patience. And like I said, that was very difficult for me. Um, and because what the universe will do is they'll tell you one little tiny thing. And they're not going to share any more with you until they know that you've absorbed that information and you understand it. As soon as you understand it, the universe will know, and they'll give you a little bit more information. But it never comes all at once. A piece of information they could wait 5 years. They don't care. But they're not going to give you that information so they know that you've learned the information from the lesson before. And so, if you want to learn quickly, then you have to stop. Take your time to learn yourself and be patient and appreciate all that time that you have for yourself, knowing who you are, what you are, where you're going. And you learn, you sit there and you think about all the people that you've met. How have they influenced your life? Even the ones that have hurt you. What did you learn from it? How can you take that lesson and apply it to help another person? This is what you do in that downtime, you know. Um, in always watching, feeling how your body's responding to smells, to taste, to touch, you know, to danger, to happiness, to love. You know, you're your own book, so you have to learn to read that book. You know, and if you and you can look at all of your lives as chapters in that book. Um, so when you've learned so much in this lifetime, end of that chapter. It's not the end of the book; it's just the end of the chapter. So, and if you've accomplished, and if your soul has actually learned and evolved, then you won't. That so when the next chapter arises, you don't have to repeat um, same situations as from the chapter below or prior to. So, and that's what it is. It's a book. Life is a book. It's a book for us to learn by, to experience, and to help our soul evolve. And where do we evolve to? We go back home to be part of the all that is, to be part of God. Christians would say be part of God, but it's a place of bliss, and and that you won't have any problems because you're going to be enjoying it. I've felt it. I've been there. I was hypnotized, and I was taken back into another life. Went into the death process. Went through the process of specks of light all around me as spirits, souls going through the tunnel and ending up in this place of bliss. And then I also remember being called out of it and brought back here into reincarnated into this life that I'm into right now. But I did not want to leave because because bliss is not. People, they think, God, I need some sort of challenge in my life. I could just never sit there and just experience heaven, experience bliss forever. I mean, that would be so boring. But remember, you're not a body up there. You're an energy. You're a spirit when you finally arrive there, and and it's just like just just kind of hanging around on a Sunday watching a game or something, a football game or whatever. It's a place of joy. That's what you have to do is think of something that just gives you total joy. Well, it's not the something that gives you the joy, but think of something that gives you the joy. Then go inside yourself and feel that joy. Just the joy, that happiness. And just think, if you could take that moment or that split moment and feel that forevermore. Wow, that's a pretty neat thing. I mean, we've experienced the sadness, the hatred, and all that stuff, but to experience for a lifetime a moment of joy, wow. And that's what our soul is going for, is that place to be again of joy. So, anyhow, 518. I don't know, why aren't you guys asking for readings? I just don't understand that. But that's okay. Maybe you like what I'm talking about. Who knows? But I'm leaving. Okay, Max's got to get up here and say hi, or bye. Yeah, but I'm excited to get back to that bridge program. I'm gonna leave it alone for a little bit because I know Fred's fixing dinner, and by the smell of it, it's pretty darn good. Uh, but I want to get back to that program tonight, and because I want to play with it, because I want so much to be able to get that up and done, because then I can do shows, uh, like when we go to the woods. I can do live stream up in the woods. when I go to that conference and I meet all these wonderful, wonderful researchers and friends, I can live stream that whole thing, and all you guys do, and wherever I go, you guys can be with me, even if I'm not doing a show, you know. But I will do a show because in that way everybody gets to experience too. But so anyhow, I want to get back to that program. Carrie says that she realizes that now, but at 19, it was sure painful to lose her. It is painful. I didn't say there wasn't no pain, and we're going to experience that pain again when we lose loved ones. I know that I'll be devastated when something happens to Brad. I just, but I'll never stop communicating with him. He's not getting away. He's not getting out of here that easily. Let me tell you that. Hey, matey, how you doing with your rocks? You're like Missy Juanita. You're becoming one of the rock ladies. Come here, Max. Say goodbye to everybody. Okay, come on. Here comes Max. It's 5:20. I'm gonna go have dinner. Mac's gonna have dinner. Oh, we had steak last night. Mark calls me, and I think he was on a show and he wanted to put me on this show. And he calls me right at dinner time, and Brad hit, oh, there goes Max's high. And anyhow, Brad had just done these ribeye steaks on the grill. Oh my God, they were so good. Mark, while I'm talking, is like, we don't care how many listeners you got, buddy. We ain't talking. We got steak. Max ate all of his steak, didn't you, Maxie? You ate it all because it was so good, wasn't it? Tell everybody about your steak. Do you want to go eat now? Do you want to go eat now? Oh, you're so hungry now. You didn't eat breakfast. You had too much steak last night, huh, baby? Huh? Are you gonna say bye? Say bye. Bye. Yeah, you go. Yawns and all. We don't know. It may not be a song, but we definitely got this down pat. When he yawns, it's to say hi and goodbye. Hi. Bye, dog. Okay. So anyhow, the show will be archived, and you'll find it on my timeline. You're gonna find it on you'll find it on Talk 1957. Hi, Juanita. And so anyhow, you'll be able to go over there and listen to it if you're coming in late, because I see a few of you guys are coming in late. So I'm sorry about that. But when you get over there to facebook.com/groups/talk 1957, I'll be putting up later tonight pictures and articles to go along with what we've talked about today about communicating with the dead and how to go about doing it and why it's necessary that you do it. Okay, and love you guys, and see I'll see you guys tomorrow, and maybe I'll have a fun project. Maybe my new show will be up, huh? Wouldn't that be amazing? I would love that so much. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace be with you all. And I ask that you, after the show, to take 30 seconds, a minute, or whatever, or just a quick thought, put it out in the world to help all those that are suffering. Whether it be from these storms, weather, or whatever, suffer, pray for them all. And remember, a thought is a prayer. So you don't have to get down on your knees or do anything, elaborate. Just all you have to do is just think, I send you light. I hope that you guys are all doing well and you get the help that you need. Just something like that. It's got to be easy, okay? I always keep it simple, okay? And it's very necessary now because each time you have like a positive thought, especially a thought to help somebody else, you bring more light into this world. And this world needs a lot of light because we've gone through a lot of darkness lately. And we need to change that darkness into light. Okay? So blessed be. Lisa, I may be getting a hold of you later tonight because I want to see. I'm thinking about starting up I'm not thinking. I'm starting up a new show using this new program. And we can do it on your cell phone, or we can do it on your computer. But I'm thinking that maybe later I'll contact you. But right now I just need to know how to contact somebody because I don't even know that yet. So anyhow, everybody, you have spread that light, spread those happy thoughts, okay? And I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have the new show format up and ready. And then Lisa and I and a bunch of others we can sit and visit, and so you're just seeing one window, you'll see a whole bunch of windows with people. And then if somebody doesn't want to have their picture taken, you don't have to sit in front of your camera. You can just do audio as well. So, because I know Lisa doesn't like doing video. But I really do need to figure out how to do it. So, anyhow, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow and go over there, or even tonight maybe even. But just go over there to facebook.com/groups talk 1957. Facebook.com/groups/talk 1957. And the archive show will be up there along with other articles that I wasn't able to talk about today, and pictures. What we haven't eaten tonight?
Chicken, au gratin potatoes.
Chicken, au gratin potatoes, and peas. Is it fried and homemade biscuits? And is it fried or is it baked? The chicken?
Baked.
Baked chicken. So potatoes au gratin. I think I can be good. Right, Max? You can, because Max is a big cheese lover, so I know for sure he's going to want some potato au gratin. Anyhow, he's already said goodbye to everybody, so he's ready to leave. So anyhow, goodbye to everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. And but I'll still be talking to you on Facebook. Okay. So you know me, can't shut me off. All right. And remember too, my fingers type as fast as I can talk. Love you guys. Until tomorrow, take care. Spread that light.